Hi, I'm Emily Kinney, and you're watching PopCrush. My first drink was a wine cooler with my boyfriend at the time. We both had never drank before, so we both tried it together, and I was definitely sort of disappointed. I didn't really feel anything, and I just felt a little sleepy maybe. It was delicious though. I think probably strawberry flavored. Yeah, it wasn't anything too difficult to swallow. I wrote Julie actually after an interaction I had with a guy that I really, really liked, and I had sort of been really hoping that we would date, and then I found out that he had a girlfriend, and I saw him at a show, like a concert, and he said, "Oh, I'm dating this new girl. Her name's Julie." And it wasn't long after. It was just like that weekend even. I had already started sort of writing this song, kind of just for fun, and yeah, it's one of my favorite ones to perform now. So I even made like little T-shirts that say "You plus me minus Julie" that I like to give out at shows. So it's become a whole campaign, and I'm hoping maybe someday he'll hear the song, see the T-shirts, and maybe he'll change his mind. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know Julie that well. I don't know her at all, actually. I wrote this, for me, music is definitely a place where I can be really, really honest. And so writing Julie was just a way for me to get out my emotions at that moment. I'm not saying I'm still necessarily interested in breaking up anyone's relationship, but for me, music can definitely be a moment for me to just really be truly honest about the way I feel and say things that maybe I wouldn't say in real life. How I write a lot of my songs is I'm just, by myself in my apartment or in my hotel room or whatever, just kind of writing how I feel about a situation. A lot of my songs first come from maybe a poem that I've written, and then I expand on it, set it to a melody, or a phrase that sort of keeps coming up for me, and then I sit down and write a song to sort of prove that phrase or that point. So for me, writing songs is usually about the words first, but it's always different. Sometimes also I'll just be playing around on my guitar and something will pop into my head too. So the starting point can be different, but usually I start with, the lyrics or a poem or something that I've been wanting to say. When I was really little, I started out listening to Mariah Carey, and I remember seeing a concert on MTV. It was Mariah Carey MTV Unplugged. They used to do those unplugged concerts, and from then on, I was definitely hooked on Mariah Carey and pop music and top 40 music. And then now I would say it's really, I go to see a lot of shows in New York, and I would say that those bands and my friends that are musicians really inspire me to write, because they're so brave and working so hard in music. And so there's a lot of bands I see. There's one called Bright Silence. I used to go see this band Wakey Wakey a lot that is really popular as well. I also love Regina Spektor, J May, there's a band called Frightened Rabbit. That's one of my favorites. Really, really good lyrics, I'm really attracted to lyrics. My favorite Mariah Carey song to sing was Hero when I was little, over talent shows and things like that. I also remember Always Be My Baby was one that I would turn on a lot. When I wrote and recorded this particular EP, Expired Love, I wasn't necessarily listening to anything in particular and trying to mimic anything in particular. I definitely, for certain songs, would have ideas and explain to the producer I was working with, Caleb Shreve, kind of like the drum beat in that song, is what I'm looking for in Married, or, kind of that cool guitar part that's in, this song is what, but there was no particular, group or that I was looking towards. I'd say it was just a combination of anything that popped into my head or imagination. Oh, 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 oh.